So last Monday I fell in the canal. I was cycling along the Regent's Canal, for anyone taking notes, near Camden, and all the pedestrians had filed to one side. I was dinging my bell like the responsible cyclist that I am, and one of the pedestrians stepped out. I don't know if he hadn't seen or heard me, or he was just a malicious man, but he stepped in front of me. I didn't really see him until the last minute. I instinctively swerved a bit so to not smack him straight in the chest. He was quite elderly, and then hitting him at the angle that I did with mathematical snooker ball inevitability, I went straight in the water with laptop in bag, phone in pocket. I was under for a little bit. I don't remember if I swallowed any water or anything. I pulled myself out, got my gadgets out of my pocket and instantly started trying to dry them. Turned around, my bike was sinking a bit. I had to kind of go back in to get it, which was pretty disgusting. And then I was, soaking wet and covered in shit and had to cycle 6 miles home. Hooray! I felt okay, just cold for the rest of the day. And then I woke up and I felt dreadful. And then I was quite sick, and then I was very, very sick and went into hospital at the insistence of a boating friend of mine who sort of hinted at how serious some of the canally diseases can be. Didn't sound very pleasant, so I thought, right, it's better to be safe than sorry. I was in hospital overnight on Tuesday night last week. I've not been into a hospital for a prolonged period of time for a while, not that that's prolonged relatively, but yeah, it was long enough to remind me that they're amazing places full of amazing people, and also quite unpleasant, particularly at the wee small hours of the morning overnight in A&E. So I obviously wrote a poem. Really, it's a poem about how much worse it could all have been. As bike accidents go, canal is a pretty good one to have, probably. Canal diseases aside, and as hospitals go, canal bike accident is probably quite a good one to have as well. It's called In A&E at Whittington, and I'm going to read it off my crocodile skin covered purple iPad, which was my only surviving device for a while. Cool beans.
PAW. Poem a week.
Riley has shown me his stab wounds. Was fucking nasty, man. His drip slipped loose of his veins, cracked the advent calendar doors of his body. His shattered ankle X-ray shared like breadsticks at a festive do. We've done the solemn nod of passing shifters, the distant roadworks of the ward thrumming as we lay by ourselves and wait. The green lights jaywalk drift from bay to bay, though never you. At 2 a.m. I kicked off shoes. At 4 I tried again to read. At 5 I made a duvet of my coat and played at sleep, as barely breathing human jigsaws trafficked by the slip road of my head, and Saint Teresa after Saint Teresa sped from intercom to bedside, and I flailed at what it meant, knew it wasn't good. As major after major kept the doctors otherwise engaged, and I was next, the nurses said. I count my streetlight blessings nonetheless, grateful for the dirty hug of water over road, grateful for the mind, however damp, from which this poem inched, grateful that the retching stopped and that of all my limbs. At 6 I put my thoughts away. Yo, get some rest, bruv, Riley barked, as much at himself as at me. Gave him fists through the canvas curtain, and like campers on the central reservation, we make the best of bed.